don't know me, I am Shayna's sister, and I also want to draw attention to how stunning Shayna looks tonight. And I also want to thank everyone who helped out with this wedding. I'm sorry, I wrote mine down. Actually, I typed mine out. And 3 bridesmaids edited this, so yeah. It is truly a dream wedding, and it took a lot of hard work. Billy and Sarah Markham, Joanne Markham, Jeannie and Alan Meadows, Marianne Thomas, Debbie Starkey, Becky and Dana Lewis, Beth Foreman, my mom and dad, you guys worked tirelessly, and it looks amazing in here, and that was incredible. So I love these 2 people right here wholeheartedly. Okay. Diddy. As you said, we have been ignoring this for 9 months. Shayna just happens to be my favorite person on planet Earth. From the time we were young, we were really close. We would sneak into each other's room and feign sleep as our mom came shuffling down the hall in the middle of the night in order to stifle our laughter. She never did. I have been completely spoiled this past year because not only did I have the privilege of living with Shayna, but also the 2 places that I taught this year, Huntington High and Huntington Middle, she taught there as well. And so we got to get up in the morning and get ready together, and we had some really special moments. And some of the staff and the students would sometimes confuse me for Shayna, and even some people actually did that today. It's weird, I'm not wearing white. But there is no higher compliment that someone could pay me than confusing me for Shayna. And even before this, Shayna and I have chosen to be around each other a lot. We were the all-time Hall of Fame worst employees at Giovanni's ever.
Roosters one day. For one day, we worked at Roosters. Yes, then we quit.
See if you can get that mic on.
We both led a youth group here for years, and we even chose the same degree at Marshall. Although Shayna and I are a lot alike, we are also significantly different. Shayna can outdo anyone in kindness. There's a light about Shayna, an almost tangible glow that radiates out from her. Don't cry. That warmth in her that attracts so many people to her is her deep joy in Christ that produces a kindness that far outshines anyone else I know, and I really mean that. No one is as selflessly and genuinely happy for others as Shayna. She's also very socially appropriate, unlike me. She says I make jokes with people too soon, and also she shushes me a lot in public because I'm way too loud. Shayna, my heart is at its heaviest when we fight, and it's at its lightest when we make up. Ben, I didn't forget you, you're in here. I'll be honest, Ben, I did not like you at first. It's nothing personal. When you have a hot sister, you get a lot of sleazebacks, okay? I just had to fend them off, and so I just assumed that's what you were. But Ben, you did a very non-sleazebaggy thing. This is gonna sound weird, but you helped my sister study for her praxis. And I thought to myself, what could he gain from that? Like, what could he get out of that? It wasn't flowers or chocolates or a big gesture. It was a real act of selfless love. And when I saw that her benefiting, like her benefit was your benefit, that her gain was your gain, that's when I started liking you. That's when I started loving you. Ben, you are subtle and constant and faithful, and you have always been for her betterment. And you have pushed and challenged and sharpened her, and I noticed that. That was different. You were more for her own good than she was. And that is what she needed. And your love for her is substantial, and you have always realized what you have in Shayna. Now, Ben, you're gonna be a part of this family, the Garrett family. And so I need to prepare you for a couple things, okay, beforehand. So I'm gonna prepare you. Okay, Ben, first off, be prepared. Fully expect that none of my family will remain seated the entire time for the duration of any event. I don't care what it is. I don't care for our weddings, funerals, movie theaters, graduations. We will not remain seated. We all have ADHD or something. We just all get up and wander around. On vacation with my family, be prepared for this. Before we even leave the tri-state, we will stop at like 3 gas stations and a McDonald's so my dad can Skype his Marshall students. So be prepared for that. Also, fully expect the topic of conversation to rapidly change. And if you want to add something to the conversation, you will have to aggressively interject because we all think we're right. If you go anywhere with my dad, know that he is tri-state famous and that you need to be prepared to meet his high school football coach, 3 of his Marshall students, a man who he saved during CPR, just all these people. It makes every trip with him like an hour longer, okay? Because they're like lining up to meet my dad. Okay, so my family has single-handedly kept AAA in business since we moved here in 04. So just be prepared to never rely on any of our vehicles. Smoking, we used to carry water, bottles of water around to just pour into them. Okay, be prepared for this, because this surprised me every time. Okay, when you are eating at a restaurant, and you're with my mom, okay, and you guys are looking at the menu, and you look over, and she is wearing sunglasses while reading the menu, know that she's not doing a Stevie Wonder impression. Actually, she is using her bifocal sunglasses to read the menu rather than going to buy normal reading glasses. So just know that. And the last thing, so also about my mom, where is she? If you go on a road trip with my mom, do not waste your breath by convincing her that maps on your phone will be sufficient for directions. She will insist on printing out the directions and putting them in a freaking green folder and asking you 3 times if you have it. And it doesn't even matter anyway because I always feed the directions to her off my phone, so it doesn't really matter, so don't waste your breath. So although my family is pretty unconventional, you should also be prepared for a lot of hugs, a lot of verbal affirmation of our love for you and for one another. And you should expect unconditional support. Truly, my parents are amazing. They unconditionally support us. You should expect a whole lot of grace and laughter. My parents teach us not to take life so seriously all the time, and it makes it so much more enjoyable. So Ben and Shayna, you both complement one another, and you make such a great team. I love you both. I'm so, so happy and excited to see how the Lord is going to bless your marriage. I love you. To the happy couple.